What is today? Is it like the middle of the week yet? It's like Tuesday or something, right? It's Tuesday! Oh my god, we're so far away from the weekend. Can it be the weekend today? How's it going, Games and Chill? Justin Huerta. I think people are still getting stimmy checks. I think people are going to get a bunch of stimmy checks on Wednesday. So we have Hidden Fates in stock again. In fact, I did a little bit of digging and I found a box of tins. I didn't realize I had them. So we have one box of tins left. Hidden Fates are available again. I looked it up. The XY Evolutions arrive tomorrow. So we're going to have XY Evolutions again. I tried to buy more Tops packs, but it's kind of tricky. There's not a lot for sale. I don't know. There might be out there somewhere, but they're kind of hard to locate. Yeah, the Tops packs. Maybe I should have held on to more than one of those for myself. They're pretty cool. There was a lot of positive feedback from the Tops cards, so that's good for people who already own Tops cards. My bulk pile continues to get smaller and smaller. That's because all those ETBs have been selling off like crazy. What's up, Chadwick? He said you said no lunch stream because you got business to do. Be easy on yourself, man. We're going to have a short little lunch stream today. Don't worry, it'll be short just like yesterday. I kind of like to check in and get a little bit of work done in the lunchtime stream anyways. Do you do breaks? Well, like box breaks? Yeah, we're doing a first edition Fossil WotC box break whenever it sells out. Mister, I'd like to order a bacon and egg. All right, I'm sending you a bacon and egg. What's up, Charles? He says, good afternoon, mister. I got caught up on a lot of live shipping, so all that's mostly done. I had some other shipping to do as well related to the ETBs, so that had really bogged me down for shipping. There were like 20 ETBs full of bulk to ship, and then I got like 12 left to ship, so there's still a lot. However, I'm really far behind in the Please Ship channel, so I apologize to everyone still waiting for their cards to go out. So that's a priority for me. Tomorrow, I work on taxes. So tomorrow's not going to be a good day for that. And today's just going to be another regular day, I guess, of opening up Pokemons and talking about Pogs. Mister, I was just watching last night's live stream. Happy you're live. Sweet! What's up, Big Beans? Yeah, you never have to watch the previous live stream for too long because we usually go live again pretty quickly in a 24-hour cycle if you think about it. I'm just always live. Anyways, any other interesting news today? Any interesting news? I guess it's kind of a boring day. I'm tired. I feel kind of like a whole all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I feel a little bit of that. I need an assistant so bad. It's shocking. I got so many little things I could have somebody run around and do for me, including like even just cleaning up the trash over there. Look at this. See, the trash pile's already built back up. God damn, dude. I complain about all these things, but I never do them, huh? But I want to get moved first. Once we get moved, I think it'll be much easier to hire somebody to help me out with all this stuff. If I don't think I want to hire somebody before moving, I think that'd be a bad idea. Hey, TCC, is Pikachu Rainbow are worth buying for $350? I think you're talking about the raw card. I'd be careful because generally people sell raw cards that are not going to grade 10, okay? So, and that's why they sell them without grading them. That's typically the reason. And then other people who are selling raw 10s, smart guys kind of already figure out who's selling them and they already buy them off the market, you know what I mean? So a lot of the 10s already get scooped up off the market, the raw 10s. Waifu assistant, where's my Neko girl? Am I allowed to even say that? Am I going to get canceled? Let me get some card sleeves. Are girls allowed to be found attractive, or is that misogyny at this point? Ultra Prism. Oh my god. All right, lots of penny sleeves. I wanted to promote a set you guys haven't been opening as much of, which is a great set. This is the Breakpoint set. There's a few reasons to open this. It's got a gold print shiny Gyarados in it. It's got a regular full art shiny Gyarados in it. It's got Scissor in it. And for the waifu cards, this is one of the better waifu card sets. It actually has Skyla in it. So this set has a full art Skyla. And overall, it's just a nice set. I noticed you guys open up a lot of different packs on this channel, but you really don't open that much Breakpoint. And I got some Breakpoint just waiting to be open. So I thought I'd point that out. I'll open one pack just for fun for myself. Here we go. Yeah, Breakpoint's always been a good set. Same with Fates Collide. I think it gets ignored sometimes. And I pick up just a Drowsy, so I did a little bit of mind sweeping for you guys. It's got a little white dot there. Mister, can you check your Discord messages? I sent a trade offer yesterday. Did you? I don't know if I got it. Could you bump the message? That might help. This is GJM's. Claude Cavan donated this Rhyperior. I might put restrictions on donations. I might require them to be over a certain amount so that the folder's full of really expensive cards. Illustrator. Woo! This is the Illustrator custom card. If you guys have never seen it, I think I was showing that off last night. I'm going to toss that down here. Mister, can you do my trade? I got to go soon. Oh, Aviator wanted to do a trade. Okay, hold on. You got to go soon, huh? He wanted 3 Shiny Fates. 30. And then 2 McDonald's packs, huh? You got it. You got it. We're pretty damn low on Shining Fates. I hope I have enough for tonight. There should be more arriving tomorrow. All right, Sneep. I bought my trade just before you started the stream. Man, Kitty's climbing all over the furniture today. How's it going, Mike's side? Okay, good luck on your pulls. Hey, maybe you pull Charizard. You never know. These Shining Fates packs give you a chance. There's Dreadnought. Dreadnought Shiny. Zarude. And Greedent. All right, so Dreadnought, Zarude, Greedent. We'll go through the McDonald's packs now. Maybe a Pikachu. Someone Sneep, a Shining Face Zard, and join the Sneep Zard Club. We got Fennekin. And Chimchar. All right. Very cool. It's Ace says, hey, everyone. What's up, It's Ace? Okay, so Alex Veneration, you get a brand new bag because we just shipped your stuff. You had a really large bag, dude. Thank you for the trade. Mister, I bought my first NFT today. To the moon! I should tell my wife to finish getting the NFT of my logo done. She says she could have it done by tonight if we wanted. I think we were just discussing, like, how should they be sold? You know, like, how do you value them even? There we go. How about instead of cutting cards, you give it to someone to make their day? The Greedent looks like it would go for $20K. That's right, $20,000 Greedent. Please don't forget my book box. So your book box has been spent. That's how it works. What happens is when you order live shipping and then you include your bulk from your book box, the book box then gets spent. Basically, I spend the $14 on a priority mailbox. You'll actually see that arrive. However, for you, Mr. Alex, because you go so deep, I'm going to just renew that bulk box for you anyways and let you keep all that bulk, okay? So I appreciate all the cards you open. And if you decide to go deep again, we'll save all your bulk again, okay? What do you think of that, Kitty? He says, oh, I see. That makes sense. Alex. I do that for GMAC because she buys cards all the time. So I don't mind spending a little extra on her shipping. Okay, there we go. Woohoo! So, let's see. I'm going to jump over to the PayPals and see if anyone wants to open up any Pokemons today. What do you guys think? If I order a pack that I would like to hold on to for possibly grading, will you sell them unopened? Yes, I already do that for Mr. Hunted. Honor Visual says, Mister, can you check your messages? I bought my trade. I'll just take a quick look. Mister, can you trade these slabs and 1.1K for the Mew and Typhlosion Japanese from Neil? I couldn't do that, Mr. Honor. So, Mr. Honor Visual, I'm looking to sell the Mew for cash. And what you can do is you can sell those 3 cards for cash and then buy the Mew for cash. In this case, you will have to try and explain to me why the trade would be better than cash. Unfortunately, I don't have time to sit down and calculate the value of all those slabs. I get offered a lot of trades. I used to sit down and like calculate the value of everything and be like, can I make my money back on that? I really am so far behind on everything, including people are waiting for their shipping. So for this trade to go through, you got to convince me why it's such a good trade. You can't show me 3 slabs because I have no idea what the 3 slabs are worth. And I really am looking for cash these days. I do like trades, but it's got to be a trade I can't say no to. Right now, I'm trying to get cash together for buying a home. When the home's bought, everything will change. I'll be back to just regular old business. But for now, I'm trying to raise capital for buying a home. Kitty's here. Look at Kitty. Kitty jumped over in her box a minute. Look at this, Kitty. Kitty, I got to get rid of some of my Pokemon cards. It's really sad. What do you think of that, Kitty? It's been forever. Is it still PayPal for cards? What's up, Christian Moss? It is still PayPal. Giovanni says Evo's coming in today. Evo's coming in tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow the Evos will be in. And it couldn't be too soon. Kitty must think it's 12 a.m. That's right. Kitty, it's not 12 a.m. Man, I need my drink, Kitty. I need to hit the bottle, Kitty. All right, let's take a quick look at things. Quentin Neff, 10 Breakpoint, please. I have no bag. Well, look at that. Just like that, Quentin Neff says 10 Breakpoint. All right. Quentin, here's that same pile where I mind swept one of the cold ones out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm very excited to see what's in here. Only hot ones for Mr. Quentin. Yeah, Skyla's in this set, and Shining Gyarados is in this set. Also, Scissors in this set. So it's a pretty decent one. It's one of the reasons why I offer it for sale. You guys will notice I don't actually sell all of the XY era cards, and there's a good reason for that. It's not that I can't afford to stock them. I can. Just that I don't agree with those. Not all the sets are valuable. The same thing with Sun and Moon, and I've actually considered not stocking Champion's Path too. Oh, right off the bat. So this is one of the reasons why Breakpoint's not too bad of a set. You can pick up a holographic Suicune. This is a very gradable card. So that's just a regular holo. That's something we pay attention to in sets. For example, here, let me turn this down. There we go. For example, the Vivid Voltage set has a reverse holo Charizard in it, and that's very gradable. Well, in this case, here's a holographic Suicune, and that's pretty gradable too. How about this? We've got Breakpoint Luxray. So, yep, this collection contains Breakpoint cards. The Breakpoint cards aren't as good as, like, those ancient trait cards. That's a green. So we got Psychic Third Eye. Here's Gibble. Gibble. Double Gibbles, huh? Oops. Shelder. Kricketot, man, we need a hit. We got 3 packs left. Tierno. Oh, man, you're getting unlucky. How about this last pack? Oh, Mister, these were all cold. I tell you what, Mister, since they were so cold, I'm going to toss in another one as a bonus just to give you another shot at a decent pull. Because that's pretty cold for 10 packs. Remember, these old XY sets, they're not as generous as like Shining Fates. You know, Shining Fates, you get a hit every like 2 packs. These old sets were nothing like that. Let me go ahead and grab you a bonus pack, though. Holy. With these packs, if you do pull a hit, though, they sell for a lot more money. Durant. I'm going to give you one more pack, okay? Because I'm feeling generous. Here you go. One more pack. Most of us should get this Stimmy by tomorrow. Nice. Okay, picking up Hollow Meganium. I'd consider that a hit as well, but not a very strong one. You know, it's not as strong as like a full art. Mister, I think these packs were a little cold this time. I apologize for that. I tried to pitch in, too. I gave you 2 packs. I can't really go much more than that. Woo! Sorry for that, Mister. Mr. Quentin Neff. Picking up Suicune, Meganium, and Luxray. Ricardo says, no Stimmy for me. Sergio, you can check it on the website when your Stimmy comes. Maybe we can gain some perspective on these cards, though. Give me a second. You know what? There's probably not even a lot of them for sale because there's so few. All right, so we're going to take a look at some of the highest priced PSAs from this collection. So here's the secret print. They want $1,000. Now this is sorted by most expensive. There's probably a cheaper one. Yeah, like here comes down to 900. Here is the Skyla. This guy's got his listed for 800. Here we go. Skyla down here, 575 if you can pull the Skyla 10 out. Wow, the secret print for that Charizard's way up. Here's the reverse holo of that Suicune for 250. You've got the holo version of that Suicune, okay? So you've got the holo version, and I think this is the cheapest of the secret print, is $900. The cheapest secret print. There we go. I can't speak. So there's a Ho-Oh's also in this set. There's a cool Ho-Oh. He's going for a lot of money. Here's an Espeon. Espeon is in the set as well. Some various different versions of the Shining Gyarados. Yep, so this is a very cool set in my opinion. Here's the Espeon EX. Reverse Holo Suicune's a hit. Scissor. Here's one of the, check this out. This is one of the break cards going for 200 now. I'm telling you, those break cards, they're not super, like, popular, but people will still buy them because they need it to complete the set. Okay, so that kind of gives you an impression. That Suicune really is a hit. You saw the reverse holo version of the card going for 250 as a 10. That's pretty decent. You did also pick up one break card, Luxio, or Luxray, I mean. So he might be a $200 card as a 10. And this Meganium's pretty solid as well. He's one of the starters from base. He's from Gen 2, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, this is going to Mr. Quentin Neff. I thought we'd do a little research on that to help you understand it a little better. What's up, GCS? Yeah, if you can pull that secret print out of there, he's pretty valuable. You know, it's funny, it wasn't too long ago that secret print was like $200. But all these cards have jumped in price, especially those old XY PSA slabs. You know why? Because nobody's grading XY slabs. XY was already a while ago. So everyone's done opening XY. Very few people are grading them. That means your competition to sell these older slabs from a set that's likely out of print, your competition's way lower. So you're going to end up selling it for way more. We're looking for Quentin Neff's bag. I know you've got a bag. I think you had a bag. Russ, Rateb, Ramiro, Ryan. So today we're having a nice short stream, which means if you'd like to get some cards open, you'll want to jump in right away because I'll probably call it early. I'll probably say no more orders pretty early. Quentin, I'll go ahead and create you a new bag. How much to get the Ancient Origins graded? I will grade the Ancient Origins pack for $45 is what I'll do on that. Yeah, hold up, Mr. sells keychains now? That's right, we have little light-up keychains. They're pretty cute. Here you go, Quentin. Quentin, if you have a second bag, let me know. We'll jump over here. Mr. Mike Side, how's it going, man? He wants one custom fossil. So I don't have the custom fossils ready to be opened, but we do have a list going. You can see we're going by energy card lists now, which I think people said they preferred the countdown version of the box opening. So that's why we're creating this list. We're on 19, so this is 20. And that's for Mike Side. Good luck, Mike Side. Should I buy more Gym Hero long stem packs for 200 unweighted fresh from carton? Is it worth it? I don't know. It's worth it if you think it's worth it, mister. Go for it. Christian Moss. What's up, Christian Moss? He says, two shiny fates. Welcome back, Christian Moss. It's been a while. Christian Moss, do you have a book box? I don't even remember. I don't even remember. Nick says, hi, mister. Well, I bought two, so I don't know. We will see. We've got Horsey. And, oh no, Christian Moss, you just returned. You got Nickit and Horsey. And I don't remember if you have a bulk box, but Christian Moss, if you don't, you're getting one for free. I'm going to save all your bulk. There you go, Mr. Christian Moss. Christian Moss, you would pick out the 2 cold packs right on your first purchase coming back here. Sorry about that. Better luck next time. Man, I have been working since 10 a.m. nonstop. I'm going to be working through my off time. Normally, I take a little time off around the dinner time when my wife gets off, but I'm just going to be working. Matthew Grain, Mister, I'll take 5 Darkness Ablaze. You got it, Matthew? Mr. Matthew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pack I put back, that's the one with the Charizard in it. That's how it feels, doesn't it? Wait, I'll take all of them. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. What surprises me is always how lucky or unlucky people can get. Like the guys who open one pack and pull like the Pikachu VMAX. Are you kidding? Do you know how many Charizards have been pulled on this channel? A lot of Charizards. We pulled Pikachu VMAX yesterday night. This guy, Mr. Mitchell, he pulled Pikachu VMAX out of 2 cards. 2 packs, I should say, 2 boosters. Mister, do you live in the United States? I do. I'm in the United States of America. It's a good place to start a business still. I don't know if he'll stay that way. I'm kind of scared for the future. We've got Pincurchin and Galarian Slowbro. Ooh. Here's Beartic. And Clang. Oh, man. That's a little bit of a cold round, too, for Mr. Matthew Grain. If you're scared, just load up on Bitcoin and you'll be fine. I do have a little bit of Bitcoin. I'm hoping, you know what's funny? I sold my Bitcoin just before it fell by 5%. And then I bought back in on the dip. So I think I'm up like $400 right now. And if it jumps past 61, it'll be more than 400. Pretty crazy, huh? To me, it's basically like gambling, though. Seriously, it is pretty much just like horse racing or something. Because what is the Bitcoin based off of? What is the price of the Bitcoin rising? What is that based off of? Who knows? It's not like they say, oh, our sales and the product that Bitcoin makes are really good today, so the prices are going up. You know what I mean? It's basically like horse racing. Not at all a smart thing, probably for the long run to be doing. I guess I could just dump money into Bitcoin and only dump money into Bitcoin, like not sell, buy, you know what I mean? But it tempts you like a siren in the ocean. Play me like a game, TCC. You'll make so much money. Let's see, with an M, right? Here's Matthew. Matthew L.E. Where's Matthew Grain? Owen. Matthew Grain. Can you check your message? I added something to the trade. Are you going to have battle styles on release? Mr. Honor Visuals, we can discuss the trade after the live stream. I generally don't check my Discord messages until the live stream's over. There's a local coffee store here in Amsterdam where you can buy coffee with BTC. Wish I had money to throw around, says Tom Riddle. I wish I had money to throw around. Where's my money? Aaron Fowler says, large custom mister. I want that Zard. You got it, mister. Mr. Aaron Fowler. All right. So this needs to tick up to, was it 40 or 45? I can't remember now. I think it was 40. I have to look back into that. You should add some FAQ video to your channel. Maybe I should. That might be a good idea. I mined overnight, made $2. Sweet! Aaron Fowler. People are always saying stuff like what the one guy said. Oh, you're ignorant, you're ignorant. All right, so what am I ignorant about on Bitcoin? Because at this point, I've watched maybe about 30. It has to be between 20 and 30 hours of Bitcoin stuff now. Because all I do when I work is I play educational videos in the background while I work. I've watched maybe like the last month nonstop Bitcoin stuff. So tell me what I am so ignorant about on the price of Bitcoin and I'll listen. Let's go ahead and refresh. Who said you're ignorant? I think it's this guy, is it Butt Thompson? Hold on, let me see. Mister, I'm a dummy. Read my second order as well. Sorry, Leon. Yeah, it's Butt Thompson. Boomer alert. What do you do for a living? The price predictions for Bitcoin just get absurd. I mean, that's right. I mean, what I can do is I can take this card and take the sticker off and saying, Alakazam's going to the moon. You got to buy. You want to be an early, you want to get in fast before it goes up to the moon. It's going to be so affordable in 1 year. This Alakazam should sell for at least $3,000 in a month. And it turns out I'm the guy invested in the Alakazam. And I own a media company that's also invested in Alakazam. And we're the ones playing the market on Alakazam. Wow, that sounds kind of like a conflict of interest, doesn't it? Yeah, so I've noticed that's something that's, he says, pretty sure you just summed up NFTs. Yeah, exactly. By the way, I'm here to sell you NFTs. NFTs are the future, man. You don't want to be a boomer. You don't want to be left behind. You got to be an early mover. These NFTs are probably going to go for millions in a year. Maybe they do, by the way. But the thing is funny. What is it all built on? What is it all based on? You just convert your money to a different money? Wow. And who benefits from it? All the people peddling it, because they've already bought some. They bought some and then they started peddling it, and now it's going up. And you can basically go, oh, well, I don't really believe that's based on anything, and just avoid it like some guy like Warren Buffett. Or you can buy in and hope that everyone else is dumb enough to buy in. That's how it feels right now with Bitcoin, by the way. And you get guys who get real angry if you say something like that, but they never, what's their argument? I never hear their argument. And now I'm actually considering myself very educated on Bitcoin at this point. So I want to hear the stuff that I missed out on understanding Bitcoin. What part don't I know? I became mortgage free on $1 million house after flipping 3 homes. Nice, Matt. More people buying makes the price go up. People start selling, price goes down. Law, very educated on Bitcoin. Yeah, I spend, okay, so first of all, I have an actual computer science degree. I don't know if you do. And then we all have access to the same information. What information do you have access to that I don't? Go ahead and share it, Bud Thompson. I'm curious. Let's go ahead and open this. Let's get the list going. There is some value in the underlying technology, particularly smart chain networks like ETF do contractual stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think blockchain is interesting. Tell me what's so interesting about it. I really want to know. Bud Thompson says, I have a degree in cryptography. Wow, that's really impressive. So for the blockchain, what is it that the blockchain does that's so impressive? Mister, you're wrong when you say that. Anyone can create another Bitcoin because you're not considering the network effect and the developer community that invested millions of hours on security. Yeah, but my point is, when it comes to like a national currency, like let's say the United States dollar, the United States dollar gets backed by the United States military, whereas with a cryptocurrency, if you can just hire a group of people together who are really motivated to make their own currency, any corporation could basically come up with, the banks could come up with their own cryptocurrency, right? The government, the United States government could come up with their own cryptocurrency. So the concept that cryptocurrency has like, let's say, what's the word? It can't be printed. It's limited. It's scarce. I don't actually believe that because it's not objectively true. The only thing scarce about cryptocurrency is if everyone believes that they should and have to buy Bitcoin, that would sort of make it scarce because everyone's buying the same brand name. That's about it. And if you actually stopped and decided you didn't like the word Bitcoin anymore, Bitcoin suddenly loses its value very quickly. So that's that's objectivity. But I don't actually think people are very objective. I think people just kind of buy it because they say, to the moon, diamond hands. And so I go, well, as long as people are that way, you can actually buy Bitcoin. And that's about the only reason why I own so much Bitcoin. That guy only has a degree in D's. I have a degree at getting degrees. Bro, he's got a degree at getting degrees. I think there's people out there that would actually do that. They have like 50 degrees. They're very educated. And, I probably shouldn't talk about, oh, I got a computer science degree. I probably shouldn't talk about this. It's kind of cringy, I guess, to talk about how educated you are. I mean, what does that really matter in the end? You go and you sit in a classroom and follow the rules the professor says for you. We could all wave our degrees around. I think most people probably have degrees at this point. So it's actually not that valuable. So I shouldn't have even said that. But the point is, I did take a lot of time to learn about cryptocurrency at this point, and I'm not impressed. I don't know what it is because if you disagree with it, you get guys who are really mad at you for disagreeing with it. And I think it's super cool how much it's gone up in price. That's amazing. That's why I bought some. But the primary arguments for like the fundamentals around Bitcoin haven't changed. I don't see the value in Bitcoin. I only know that everyone else has been, I suppose, they've all bought into the idea that Bitcoin does have value. And that's about the only thing giving it value. I think that's probably what I believe about Bitcoin. Where are my Biden bucks? I want some Biden bucks. Christian Moss, Matthew Grain, Aaron Fowler, Josue Carias. May I please get 2 rounds of battle styles? You got it, mister. Let's open some battle styles. One day there'll be a crypto crash just like all other crash. Yeah, kind of like the internet bubble in the 90s, right? There was an internet bubble in the 90s. And people were like, wait a second, these stocks are way overvalued. And you know who won't get hurt by a bubble like that? The people who are peddling it, because they understand it really well. And when there's a bubble, they're going to decide now it's time for the bubble to pop. They're going to pull all their money out and it pops. And then the people who are still holding the bag are the ones who lose, not the people who pulled out first. And they're going to make out like, to me, it's basically a Ponzi scheme. And my understanding is that you can make lots of money in a Ponzi scheme. So there's nothing like, if somebody were to tell you Bitcoin can make you a lot of money, I'd say, yeah, Bitcoin can make you an enormous amount of money as long as everyone keeps buying it. But when you run out of buyers, when there's no more people to buy in, and the cryptocurrency stops going up and it stalls for a real long time, and now your money's just sitting around doing nothing. It's not really earning you any money anymore. You have to pull out because you need to put your money into something that is earning you money. So cryptocurrency not doing anything is a big deal. You don't have to pull out with cougars, says Baron. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. He said, for being a Ponzi scheme, you're awfully obsessed. You do not have to buy Bitcoin. Nobody is forcing you. Well, I've already bought some. So I've already bought some Bitcoin because I believe in the Ponzi scheme. But my point is that try to convince me that it's not a Ponzi scheme. What exactly is it that it does? We believe in pokies. I believe in pokies. What's up, Big Zoon? Don't call me ignorant unless you can explain how it's not a Ponzi scheme. Next up, let's get this into Josue's bag. Elon Musk tweets about it. I love Elon Musk. He's awesome. And Elon Musk happens to then go buy a bunch of it. That's kind of a conflict of interest, don't you think? Elon Musk doesn't just buy some of it. He invests his company into it. So that's that's a little controversial in my opinion. I go, wow, you're peddling the thing that you already own. It's kind of interesting. That seems kind of like a conflict of interest. Josue says, another round of battle styles, have bulk box in a regular bag. Ooh, let's get that bulk. Bitcoin's the best. Casually buys a bunch of Bitcoin. Hey, that seems kind of like the thing you would say if you owned a bunch of Bitcoin. You would tell everyone else that they need to buy it. Yes, it's an interest of conflict. Bro, where's the Shrek? I know, we should have Shrek in the background. Here's Crobat. The whole money cycle is corrupt. Is it? Joven says, in that sense of the word, all corporations are Ponzi's. No, that's not true. For example, you wake up in the morning, you make some Coca-Cola, you sell it to some people, they consume it, they drink it, and then you need to make more Coca-Cola. So there's a whole product cycle and profit loop, and your investors get a cut of the profits. There's work to do every day. That's not a Ponzi scheme. That's why we came up with the term Ponzi scheme, is to describe something where the only thing giving an object of investment value is the fact that a new wave of investors come in. That's the only thing giving it value. If that new wave ever dried up, boom, it's done. Nobody's making money anymore. Leverage, buy high, invest. All right, there you go, your bulk. Hello, how do I put in orders? What's up, man? There's instructions in the description. Josue Carias. Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, people actually make money in Ponzi schemes. Not the last row of people, but the people who are in early. They do make money. And that's why we'd use terms like pump and dump and stuff like that. It's very interesting to me. It also feels very... You know what bothers me is it's not Bitcoin that bothers me. It's the peddling that bothers me. It's all the peddling they do. This is going to the moon. It's like, well, yeah, because you're telling everyone it's going to the moon and people are believing you. And then, it went up, so therefore you're right. You know what I mean? The peddling, the conflict of interest, and what else? The conflict of interest, the bad arguments maybe, the bad arguments for why it's so valuable. And also the shaming you get if you didn't buy it. So this sort of like all these things that socially pressure you to have to do a thing, I view it as sort of like, it's great brainwashing. It's like religion, basically. It's great. It's great, especially if you're buying Bitcoin and getting rich off of Bitcoin, you know what I mean? So, but I wouldn't tell my own children to be so easily convinced of anything, you know what I mean? I'd want them to be able to think for themselves. All right, next up we have Kyle Doss. What's up, Kyle Doss? Hey, Mr. One Shiny Star. You got it, Kyle. I'm getting rich on Bitcoin, man. Well, and like I said, I'm like $400 up, and that's like in a very short period of time. We can all get rich if we just buy Bitcoin. Too Vivid Voltage. Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Bitcoin has value because of mathematical equations it works to solve. Oh yeah? You should go into more detail about that. Did I miss any big draws? What's up, Ray? Not yet. We just started. He's not saying they have lost in Bitcoin yet, but he's saying people losing schemes, and it's a scheme. That's all. Yeah, eventually the scheme has to end at some point. There's a finite amount of people in the world, and at some point, you have no more people to get to invest into your Ponzi scheme. I'm not saying we're there yet. In fact, I myself don't believe we're there yet. But when you reach that point, if Bitcoin plateaus for too long and doesn't climb any higher, people have to start pulling their money back out because they have to go invest their money into something that is climbing or at least returning some sort of dividend, right? So that's the bubble popping. And when it starts dropping, because people start doing that, people who are in at that dip, if it doesn't ever climb back up to that peak, if it doesn't climb back up because again, you have a finite number of investors. If it can't climb back up, the people who didn't sell off at that peak just lose. That's it. They just lost their money. And especially the last people in lost the most money. So that's kind of how, that's why people are off committing suicide when a Ponzi scheme gets figured out and pops. That's why they lose everything. Ah, man, I just invested my retirement. That's why people call it a risky investment. But then all the hype man, like BitConnect guy, BitConnect! The world is not the way it used to be. No, no, no. Remember that guy? That's why those guys get paid the big bucks to get you to come in and not think about it properly and just pour all your money in. So I feel like we're in the middle of that, and it's still going to the moon. But once it reaches the moon, it's not going to be so pretty. And but I'm all in for the climb. I got to get pokey Bitcoin wealthy. BitConnect! Where's the BitConnect? Where'd it go? I thought BitConnect was going to the moon. Oh, it's not? Uh-oh. Whew. Kyle Doss. It's very interesting. I find it all very fascinating. It applies to all kinds of investments, not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just the big one, probably. It applies to all kinds of things. The concept of a Ponzi scheme. It's really worth learning about. The sort of religious side of it all, I can smell people who are pushing a belief on me from like a mile away. I'm very sensitive to that kind of stuff. You've got to believe this, mister. You've got to. I can smell that from so far away. Yeah, there's like a religious side to it. It's very creepy. I'd rather have my hair sniffed and receive a paycheck from the government. A UBI. I'm just messing. Kyle Doss. So if he's not in here, does he have a bag in the overflow? Let's see. Chris, Jeremy, Joey Joseph. We gotta get Joey Joseph shipped out of here. How's your house search going, mister? Need a bigger down payment? We're just saving up for a bigger down payment. Not a lot of houses coming onto the market in that area. I think that is just a really popular area to live. New bag. You got it, Kyle. Could you show the keychain real quick? We sure can. For all of you who didn't know, I sell a cute glass keychain. It's just a knick-knack. I realized I didn't have any knickknacks, and I decided I wanted them. So here we are. So here it is. It's a glass ball, and the Pikachu has been lasered in. And the fun part is you can actually twist the top, and it lights up. So you can get a light-up keychain. Just a small fun thing. Comes with the spare battery. And you don't really even need a battery to appreciate it because you can see it pretty clearly with the lights on. Okay. I don't know who that is. I don't really watch YouTube like everyone else. I literally work with this stuff, so I really don't look into it outside of work. Some buyers are coming in with 50% down payment and sniping all the homes. All blockchain works by solving mathematical equations, and with blockchain uses computers all over the world that are working to store the separate blocks and chain them together. Yeah, but I've heard also that this wastes an enormous amount of energy, on the other hand. There was just a squirrel carrying an entire slice. Yeah, so if it were to scale and you've got all these competing cryptocurrencies and everyone's trying to get cryptocurrencies up and running, it would be an enormous waste of energy. I thought that liberals were against that, wasting energy, right? So in turn, there's a work being done like any company out there that gives it value. Yeah, but that work is just to support this digital currency that doesn't actually need to exist. China, for example, banned cryptocurrencies. I don't know to what extent they banned it, but from what I understand, in China, you use China's already digital currency. You don't use cryptocurrency in China, and they're not collapsing as a society. So why do you have to have cryptocurrency miners all over the place making money for themselves, but only because of the existence of the currency that doesn't necessarily need to exist? You see what I'm saying? China, that's right. I have only played Monster Hunter World on PS4. Would I enjoy Rise on the Switch? I think you would. I played the demo of it. I thought it was pretty cool. Ricardo Marquez says, to have my Ancient Origins pack graded. You got it, Mr. Ricardo. Mr. Ricardo. Wrong, mister. All other cryptos besides Bitcoin don't work by using mining equipment. Do research on proof of stake. Okay, so, but what you're saying is that some of them do use the mining equipment, and his argument is that the fact that all these equations have to be calculated by computers is what gives it value, because there's work being done. So what you're telling me is some of the cryptocurrencies don't do work, but others do work. He's the one saying that because some of them do work, that's valuable, and I'm saying why? It doesn't even, why is that necessarily super valuable? I think that the primary argument for cryptocurrencies comes down to, oh, well, the government can't print it, right, but corporations can. Each person who wants to make up their own cryptocurrency can get together and decide, we're putting our own cryptocurrency together. And if a large enough community adopts it, then you're going to have cryptocurrency after cryptocurrency after cryptocurrency come out, competing with each other, and that's really what you already have. You have already got that. There's so many cryptocurrencies coming out. I thought I saw one for BitTorrent. I think I saw a BitTorrent cryptocurrency come out just like last week. I pulled 2 Shiny Face Charizard yesterday, baby Shiny Suicune and Skyla out of Pikachu boxes. Nice, man. Thompson says there are thousands of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is still at the top. Yeah, but why? It's just a name, man. Bitcoin's just a name. If you didn't know the name of any of the cryptocurrencies, you didn't know their name. That's it. They had no names. They were named 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It would all collapse right away. So it's really just people buying a brand name, like the way people, you know how people used to go to the mall and they used to overspend on jeans and stuff like that because they had a brand name on it? That's cryptocurrency. That's Bitcoin in a nutshell to me. That's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Just a lot of people saying, this one's the best, you got to buy this one. That's it. That's it. It's a brand name, man. Mr. Sean Leon says, good afternoon. Old request, maybe. Can you put me on spot 26 on the Fossil Custom? Mister, I think I can put you on the next spot, but I couldn't put you on spot 26. We're going to go one spot at a time, okay? So if maybe you could have held off till the 20th spot. Well, that would have been tricky anyways. But the thing is, these will get shuffled really hard, so that number, and it won't end up meaning anything, okay? That's right. I'm going to be launching Sneepcoin very soon, and we're going to have TCC, NFTs, and I'm going to say, to the moon! You don't want to be left behind. These are so scarce. We've created scarcity, guys, with the blockchain technology. You don't want to miss out. Buy my NFT for $5.99. I'll take 3 easy payments of $1.99. Don't miss out. You don't want to be left behind. These are going to the moon. We're making kitty coin. We're making puke coin. Eero Suokas, he says, 2, shiny face, I have a bag. You got it, Mr. Eoro. Now, of course, when I start selling my NFTs, or when I start selling puke coin for kitty over here, I'll, of course, own millions of them before I start selling them. And then you can buy in for the cheap cost of, some fractional penny. But all it has to do is double, and this is me making money on it because I've already owned it before you. It almost seems like it really, 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 really benefits the very small group of creators who got it launched in the first place, and everyone else is buying into what appears to look like a Ponzi scheme. It's the same looking thing. Do you think there'll be paper money in 50 years? Yeah, somewhere. They'll be called Pokemons. I'm selling my own cryptocurrency, but before I sell it, I'm going to own 1,000 of them. That way, if it doubles in price, I become exceedingly wealthy. All right, this is for Eero. No wonder that you got like these people who are peddlers of it. It's like the coolest, not the coolest, I should say, the most profitable thing to peddle ever. As long as you were in early. So all you need is some group of technology group. They're going to put the crypto together, and then you need a media group as well. Both groups invest. Media group, promotes it like it's the second coming of Christ. And the technology group, they regulate it and they make sure it's all set up. And then a larger community adopts it and starts mining it. And this early group, insanely wealthy. Why wouldn't every group that's smart enough to start getting a cryptocurrency jump in? That's why BitTorrent made their own cryptocurrency not long ago. Everyone's kind of figured, oh man, there's so much money to be made over here coming out with this blockchain. Okay, so what makes your blockchain special from the thousands of other blockchains? I don't know, it's got my name on it, I guess. That's how I feel about cryptos right now. And everyone likes one name in particular a lot. Bitcoin's a name that everyone likes. It's a brand name, dude. We figured that stuff out a long time ago, I thought. I thought people who used to shop at the malls figured out that brand names are just a name. And that's why they don't shop at the malls so much. Chris says it's not as easy as you make it sound. Totally agree. That is a simplification, but that's essentially what's going on, right? That's me distilling it down to what's going on. Mr. Eero. Logan Paul is going to come out with a low coin and it's going to go to the moon. Well, he probably will. He probably will at some point. And he's going to be a multi-millionaire. And you're going to be like, wow, Logan Paul's so wealthy. And that's it. And you'll just accept it and buy his coin, I guess. You know what I mean? Pokecoins to the moon. Looks like your cat scratched your hands. Oh, yeah, we were playing earlier. You are a boomer if you don't buy it. Don't be a boomer. Sean Leon says, wait, I'm a dummy. Just one fossil custom? I was thinking about lists. That's right. What? Matthew Purrington says 2 packs of Hidden Fates. You got it, Matthew Purrington. You don't want to be a boomer, freaking ignorant non-cryptocurrency owner. I'm a bag. Thanks, Mr. Matthew. All right, you got it, Matthew. Mister, how long you been streaming for? I've been streaming for 47 minutes. Boomers. It's definitely very religious to me. Very, very religious. The social pressure. All this stuff about scarcity and all this other stuff. Very much about it. It's you better believe in it or you're out. And this sort of pressure really just benefits the people who are already invested. It's a conflict of interest. Can I get a mister? What's up, Jason Navidad? You got Elon Musk. He's the wealthiest guy ever. Super cool. Guys, you got to buy Dogecoin. Bitcoin dips a little bit. All right, he buys into Bitcoin. You got to buy Bitcoin. Wow, that seems pretty, I don't know how to even describe that. That just seems terrible. You know what I mean? Hi, Mr. How's the moving going? We haven't started moving yet because we haven't bought a house. Mister, what exactly comes in a fossil custom pack? My Stimmy wants to know. What comes in a fossil custom pack? Could be hollows, could be V cards, could be full arts, and in each custom box, there's one fossil booster pack. Sue Elon Musk if that's illegal, otherwise it might not be worth complaining about. That's right, so this sort of mindset is what you get, guys. What Bud Thompson told me there. He says, shut up, and he basically says, you can't do anything about it, so don't complain. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't mean telling people, oh, this actually has some sort of intrinsic value is the truth, right? So that's that sort of religious speak that I'm talking about. I consider it a sort of brainwashing almost. Don't let it happen to you. Matthew Purrington. Mr. Matthew, let's see. He would be in the M box. So, Mr. How's the stock market any different? The companies always hold the most shares and get rich. The stock market, I think I was explaining that, at least with maybe like value stocks like Apple, they're actually working on a product that they're then going to go sell, okay? And the stock market's a lot like gambling too, but I think that people are a lot more honest about how it all works. With Bitcoin, it's literally just lots of hype men, lots of religious types shaming you if you don't buy Bitcoin, and the Ponzi scheme's growing, and you don't want to miss out because it's growing so fast. But we know, again, there's a finite number of people in the world. When you run out of people, what happens to the asset, right? So it doesn't, it doesn't add up to me. What happens to the asset when you run out of people? When you run out of new investors, I should say. And you go, wait a second, Bitcoin's just a name. I like Diggies, sue me, or shut up, don't invest in Bitcoin. If you knew they will brainwash you. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't invest in it, but I'm saying you should be really realistic about it. And again, I actually own some Bitcoin, and I started this conversation by just mentioning I made some money with Bitcoin. It's the people who are like shaming you if you're not buying it, or if you have any skepticism of it. I'm so tired of that, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's very moralistic. It's weirdly moralistic. And I'm so tired of people telling you, oh, you're ignorant, you're a boomer, blah, 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 if you're not all in or positive about it. It will be traded like the American dollar, and people will trade it back and forth for goods and services just like the American dollar. Yeah, you can say that's true for Dogecoin if you wanted. You could say that's true for Ethereum or something like that. What are you doing? You dancing? I'll point my camera on Quip here. You could say that's true for gold and silver, or you could say that's true for Pokemon cards. They're all different. You're going to say something along the lines of, oh, well, maybe you'll say something like Bitcoin's digital. It's like, okay, well, then just buy Dogecoin or something, right? So I get that, but what's the point of converting it over to one and then converting it back to the US dollar? There's really just one reason, in my opinion, and that's the dollar's not climbing as fast as Bitcoin, but that's because everyone's buying Bitcoin hoping that it'll climb, right? Are you still using the same payment method? What's up, Jason? We're using PayPal. Next up, we got Mr. Mike Side, who says, hey, 5 Lightning Waifu packs, please. Also, can I still trade my English non-gradable holo card for a pre-grade? For a pre-grade. I might be down for that. Do you think the dollar is climbing? I don't think that the dollar is climbing. And I think people are looking for the best way to get rich quick, and everyone's decided it's Bitcoin. And you can go buy Bitcoin if you want. I'm not going to beat you up for buying Bitcoin or anything like that. I'm just tired of almost like the sneering nature of anyone who hears you say something about Bitcoin that's actually true, and the sort of negativity they give you if you're honest about what Bitcoin is. We all want to get rich. So if Bitcoin's moving really fast in price, quick, go get rich. You know what I mean? But be honest about it at least, about the issues like the conflict of interests. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's one thing to say something true about Bitcoin. Hey, we got a new member. Mr. Andrew C. Thanks, Andrew. All right, let's go ahead and sneak these packs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bitcoin people are the new super Christians. Yeah, exactly. So weird. We've all left. I think that a lot of people have left Christianity behind, especially in like Western countries. Lots of education out there, lots of good places on the internet where you can just fill your brain up with information really fast. We all become a lot less religious. But the funny thing is, the moralism, or the moral, what's the word? Yeah, this sort of moral attitude hasn't gone away. It's just drifted into other things. So weird. Really, really judgmental people. Oh, you have any negative thoughts about Bitcoin? You're going to hell. Lightning. Hey, that's not legendary. That's a hero card, Lightning, and hopefully you can pull this as a holo card. I still enjoy believing in God. It all comes down to belief systems. Says Vegan Lunch. Here's Eld Narc. Wow, he's a legendary, huh? Look at that. You got a holo legendary, man. And Refia. Bitcoin brainwash. Society wants everything easy now. It's pretty sad. This is what causes depression, jealousy, never satisfied. We want more. Funny thing is, none of this coming to the graveyard. Well, I mean, okay, but that's a sweeping argument as well. You don't take your money with you. Why does any of this matter? Well, it kind of matters because today you could be on the lake on your Sea-Doo, or you could be at home in a tiny condo. So becoming wealthy is a subject of interest while you're still alive, and you leave your wealth behind to your heirs. So it is a topic of serious discussion. It's just that I have only one faith in Bitcoin, and that's people are so easily, let's say, manipulated that Bitcoin will probably continue to rise by people's own greed. We'll all buy Bitcoin and we'll all get wealthy. And, you know, people who shame you and push you into it, and people who really do just convince you it's great. You know what I mean? These three things. Oh, the government can't print Bitcoin. It's limited. It's scarce. You know what I mean? So those three sort of avenues are making Bitcoin rise. But again, nobody ever tells me what happens when you run out of investors. Nobody really has a good explanation for that. I haven't found any online. And typically that's where the skeptics jump in. The skeptics jump in and say, there is no answer to that. That's where it's screwed. That's where it's all messed up. They don't have an answer to it. We don't have an answer to it. What happens when you run out of investors to jump into Bitcoin? Mods, wake up. Lots of spam today. Where are the mods? We've got Aria and Sid Polandina. Mister, make me a mod. Giovanni the mod. Giovanni, you would be the best mod. You don't run out of investors if it becomes currency. You could run out of investors immediately if a government bans it, first of all. But if it becomes a currency, you don't run out of investors. No, you don't understand. It does run out. So if there's a limited number of people and they've already put all their money into it, they would have to just continuously convert their dollars into Bitcoin for the rest of their lives to make it go up. And for what? To spend Bitcoin rather than dollars? It won't become a currency in that sense, because at that point the government will be forced to do something about it. You know, you can, or they will have to tax it at such a high rate that it won't matter anymore. You can say that about anything, though. Anything could run out of investors. Anything could run out of investors. I mean, I agree to a certain extent to that as well. So, for example, if the economy shrinks, something like Coca-Cola would sell less soda, for example, right? But the difference is the soda is actually producing something. There's a very big difference here. So when you're running a soda company, you actually produce a good. Bitcoin's not producing anything. It's just you convert it and you hope it keeps going up like this. What if the government adopts blockchain as its currency in the future? Well, Mr. Jack, I think if the government does that, what the government will do is say, this is US dollar coin. That's what they'll say, US coin. And now we run a huge tax on Bitcoin because they'll say something like, oh, it uses up a ton of energy. That's what they'll say. Okay, so now we have US coin and a heavy tax on Bitcoin. Bam, you're screwed. Right there. What are you going to do about it? And this is one of the main problems with cryptocurrencies as well. So we talk about the concept that they're not scarce. The other thing they're not protected by is any military. You don't have any military protection behind your currency. So when you say, oh, it'll become the adopted currency, I'm like, are you sure about that? You sure your country will allow that? They'll say people will just buy stuff in dollars. The frick you will. If the U.S. government decides you're not going to replace the dollar, if crypto was ever so large it could rival the dollar, U.S. would just stop it. That's it. They'll add some sort of heavy tax to it, or maybe they would just outright ban it like China did. You know what I mean? So maybe there's this belief like, oh, we can shelter all of our money in cryptocurrency. And you know, the United States has never had to do anything about gold because that never happened. Gold never became the currency. You see what I'm saying? Gold's just this thing that sits in your closet. But if cryptocurrency ever did become like a currency, you would probably see the government make a play. The government will say, no, we're not having the dollar replaced with cryptocurrency. It's not happening. You see what I'm saying? It never happened with gold because people don't use gold. Mr. Mike's side. Got on to watch card openings and learn about crypto. It's like, who here really believes that the United States government would just sit back and be like, all right, crypto's the thing now. You guys can trade in crypto. We won't tax it. Just take our dollars and turn it into crypto. You know, they won't stand for that. They'll be like, oh, this is a threat to the US dollar now, huh? Time to get rid of it. That's what'll happen. And most likely they'll just tax it really heavily. That's what they'll do. Buy gold, says Cheese. Hands on the table. I don't like to assume things of the future are going to happen. Well, yeah, just like I don't like to assume that Bitcoin will never pop. Wouldn't you say that's an assumption the Bitcoin guys are making? Mister, I just came from the store and bought some Vivid Voltage. Nice, man. Next up, we have Awesome Cameras, who wants one wigged pack. You got it, Mr. Awesome Cameras. Boop. Gardevoir. Oh, man. He's got the hot Gardevoir. She's going, step, bro. Pokey tax. That's right. Alternative assets are already taxed. But if the United States government is worried ever that cryptocurrency is actually replacing the US dollar as a currency, they'll just tax the heck out of it. They'll tax it so high it won't be worth it anymore. You'll be like, you know what? I'll trade in dollars. Something like that will happen. It'll be really simple. And the government will say something like, oh, we have to because of all the energy it takes to mine the crypto or something like that, right? In order for all these transactions to occur. So they'll say something like that. But by then, the people who are already invested in cryptocurrency are billionaires and they're moved on. They're like, we don't care. We did the thing we set out to do and all of you guys can deal with it now. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. So it's like Mr. Butt was saying, I don't like to predict futures. All right, well, are you predicting in the future that crypto never pops? It's like, what does that look like? What about credit card? True, dang government trying to rule this world? Yeah, well, that's what governments do. That's why anywhere there's humans, there's government. Because somebody in charge says, no, you're not going to live free. You're going to live under my rules. And my rules are going to establish a power system like a military and a police system and all that other stuff. And everyone will live under these rules. Buy high, sell low, diamond hands. Get high, stay low. Has Bitcoin ever popped, says Bit Thompson. Oh my gosh, it's never popped. That means it never will pop. Is that the argument you're making? Next up, let's see who's next. This Ponzi scheme hasn't failed yet. That means it never will fail. Pokeday had me thinking until I looked into it. The man is a genius. What? I am saying that I base my assumptions on historical precedent. Right, but it's like, if you look at Rome, Rome was really successful for a long time. So if you were in Rome the year before Rome got seriously invaded, you're like, Rome will never get invaded. Just look at our history. We're awesome. And then bam, you're invaded. The next year, 1 year later. So it's not a very compelling argument unless you're talking to somebody who's really easily to convince or very gullible. Tammy Lowe, what's up, Tammy? 10 Opus 4. You got it, Tammy. But sir, Bitcoin is a government conspiracy to distract the weak from the reality of the decline of the US dollar. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All I know is that Bitcoin needs to double in value so that my money doubles and I can get rich quick. We're all looking to get rich quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm putting all my money on the winning horse. His name is Bitcoin. And I'm hoping that he outruns all the other horses. And when he does, I'll tell everyone, see, I told you so. Get rich or die scratching. That's right. Guess you should have believed in me. My horse was the better horse. Bitcoin is the greatest pyramid scheme, and I love it. I'm in. I'm in. Kitty, I'm in. If everyone agrees to get in on the pyramid scheme, only the last layer of people will get screwed. Imagine buying Bitcoin in 2009 for 25 bucks. Yeah, totally agree. They made tons of money on that. It's very, very impressive. But that's how pyramids, that's how a Ponzi scheme works. The people who are in at the beginning of the Ponzi scheme get rich. That's how it actually works. And that's what I was saying earlier. I was saying it's not that you can't get rich in a Ponzi scheme. In fact, one of the interesting behaviors of a Ponzi scheme is that you tend to get really rich if you're in early. Ponzi schemes, they sell themselves because they tend to do better than traditional means of earning money. That's how Ponzi schemes work. You say, see, we're outperforming everyone. You've got to get in. That's actually how they attract you into a Ponzi scheme, by the way. So it's not like Ponzi schemes start up and they say, we're doing about average. That's not how Ponzi schemes work. They say, we are going to the moon and you're going to miss out. BitConnect, like that. And then everyone buys in, and it almost looks like what the person who's peddling the scheme is telling the truth. Wow, it really did go up. I better get in or I'm going to miss the boat. That's how Ponzi schemes work. They don't say we're making an average amount of money. They say we're making way more than anyone else. That's how they work. It's Mog. You did it. Chemtrails cause Bitcoin. That's right. I'm starting a panty scheme. Ooh, we got Vincent. That looks pretty smexy. Dude. We got Delita and Shadow. Does anyone know where I can find? You know what I should do? I should buy some chocolate gold coins and tell everyone this is my new Pokecoin and you can buy some. Except you don't even get to hold the coin. The coin is on the internet or something. What you can buy is a fraction of the coin. And since the value of the coins are skyrocketing, you got to buy as many fractional parts of those coins as possible right away. Right away. I'll get rich, man. I'm gonna once the coins are really high, I'll reveal how many of them I already own and I'll just sell those off. I'm going to get some Pokecoin going right away. See if people buy some of my Pokecoin. Damn, that's the behemoth, man. I want the behemoth. I'm going to get some chocolate gold coins. I'm going to say you can buy the tiniest fraction of this coin, chocolate gold coin, as you want. You better buy it because it's going to the moon. Oh, but it's on the internet. I'll let you make digital trades with my chocolate coins. Your digital trades are backed by the chocolate coin. It's perfect. We've got Sid Randall, and he is a rare. Woo! We've got Moogle. Well, I'm saying all this because I was talking about yesterday night. I was talking about how when I was a kid, one of the things I did as a kid to get all the Pokemon cards on the street is I bought up these chocolate gold coins in the stores, and I said we're going to use chocolate coins to trade Pokemon cards. We're going to treat chocolate coins like they're currency. It turns out I got all the cards on the street. Why? Because I know how to buy more chocolate coins, right? And no one else does. Oops. So I was like the creator of the chocolate coin currency. And it benefited me enormously. Now, that's not a very good comparison to Bitcoin, but it shows you that as long as you can convince people that something has value, like let's say, oh, this is a currency. Warrior is a currency. People will overpay for it if you can convince them that it's just going to go up. What's it all based off of? I just don't see what it's based off of. And maybe as that kid that came up with this whole chocolate coin scheme on the street, you know, and I took everyone else's Pokemon cards away, something that really did have value. The Pokemon cards really did have value. Just like with the US dollar, you really could go outside and buy something with the US dollar. I get it, Tesla, you can, not Tesla, you can buy a Tesla car, you can buy Starbucks with Bitcoin and all that, but you know, you're not going to buy a house with something like Bitcoin. I don't think you will. I guess if you cash in back for it. You guys get the concept though here. The idea is just that for me, seeing people be convinced to convert their currency into another currency is a big red flag for me. And especially when it's on the basis of these arguments that I don't actually find to be true. Babus! Let's see what's next. We've got Jesse and, oh, it's Cloud. You did it! So here's the non-hollow Cloud. Let's go ahead and sleeve him up. I became a prefect in school so I could go into people's desks at lunch and steal cards. Oh my God, I'm telling on you, man. I'm getting the principal involved right now. I'm getting the principal right now. I think it's the concept of belief. That's what it is. The concept of belief is really so important to value, creating value out of nothing. Remember, somebody the other day, was it Rand Misiel? He said NFTs are created out of thin air. And that's a really important concept here because people will pay all this money for NFTs because they believe the NFT has value. But the NFT is just, you know, it's like a picture with a hash attached to it. That's it, in my opinion, right? You know, it's on the blockchain. Okay, whatever. I'll screenshot it. Who cares? So you can create this digital thing out of thin air now and tell people to pour US dollars into it. The US dollar really does have value because it's backed by a lot of US military. So this is what I find so red flaggish about this concept of cryptocurrencies. It's just that here's this thing of real value, the US dollar. Everyone tells you it has no value. You know, rich dad, poor dad, blah, 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 blah. But he uses that to buy houses, right? He uses the dollar to buy houses, does he not? That's his whole business. So here's the US dollar backed by a bunch of guns. And you're being told, here's this thing, we've made it out of thin air. Now pour all your money into it. Oh, by the way, we already own some. You know what I mean? So it's that sort of, it's like snake oilsman. That's what it is. I'm a snake oilsman, salesman. Snake oil salesman, there we go. Sometimes my words are all jumbled. Snake oil salesman. It feels like that. Feels like that. Justin's economic confinement. You're right. Gold is in the same way. People think that jewelry is fancy, but it just rocks, just like snake oil. I will agree. Right. It's and if you can convince something that something has value. Another great example: diamonds. Diamonds are forever. You got to buy a diamond for your wife. You're selling these diamonds for like $2,400. They're just little pebbles, right? They're pebbles that we dug out of the ground. They don't do anything. They just look pretty, sort of. Actually, even that's a little. They look pretty. You could even say that has a little bit of value. Maybe you convince a girl to marry you. That has some value. But, you know, it's the way that people's beliefs are so involved with the value of a thing. And maybe that even has something to do with Pokemon cards. You all believe that these cards are worth so much. Diamonds are very abundant, too, says Bud Thompson. Yeah, they can even create it in a lab. Same exact thing. It's artificial, but they create it in the lab very easily. They're not actually scarce. It's another case where it's not scarce. How do I convince a girl to marry me? Mister, you just got to show her your Charizard. You say, hey, babe, here's my Charizard VMAX. You can work hard or get an education to earn more money. Like RuneScape has online gold for the game, and it's 60 cents per 1 million, and it always will have value, says Bloodvein. Yeah, I get some RuneScape gold, man. I gotta buy some, I gotta buy a two-hander or something like that. My Charizard has trouble VMAXing nowadays. I think they have a pill for that. Battle Styles is coming out tomorrow at our local Pokemon store. Very cool. Do you have English Battle Styles coming soon? I should have some English Battle Styles coming soon. Okay. V then VMAX. That's right. Caesar Pont says, yo, mister, can I get a bulk ETB and one large custom and fossil custom slot, please? And thank you. So this will ship out at a later date, probably like in a day or two. Getting an education is not guaranteed money. I agree with Mister on this, certainly guaranteed. Woo! Pokemon. I'm gonna get rich. I'm looking for the best get rich scheme there is out there. If you think about it, there is always something that gets you rich the fastest. Doesn't have to be rational. Doesn't have to be based on anything. So these guys who founded cryptocurrencies, they did get rich quick, and it's very impressive. That's why you got to pay attention to it and understand it. Matthew Lee says one large custom booster and one live custom booster. You got it. That's fossil. Do you accept Pop Tropica accounts as payment? That's right. I accept Club Penguin paid, I don't know, did Club Penguin have like a paid account mode or something like that? Club Penguin currency. I'm just saying stuff at this point. Matthew Lee. How's your day? Very good. How's your day, mister? So what are we doing? Just opening Pokemon cards. Let's get the live custom booster for Mr. Matthew Lee. Mister, you take Ultimate Online Gold? That's right. Pipichu, you pulled Pipichu V. Very nice. A lot of the finite resources developed their value before a central currency was established. The central currency helped increase the value of those resources. What? I thought it was a Bitcoin seminar. It's more than Bitcoin, isn't it? It's the very concept of like rarity, scarcity, value. These are really big subjects that help you understand what it is you're buying. Mister, do you take V-Bucks? I'm taking V-Bucks right now. Trenton Burton says, hey, mister, could I please get one large custom booster, one live booster, one Squirtle keychain, and one Shiny Star V? I have a bag. One Shiny Star V. Oh, we're going to open some more Shiny Star V. You were talking gold and diamonds. What was I missing? We were saying that if you don't buy gold and diamonds, you're a total boomer. Imagine believing you haven't missed the Pokemon boat. You think this is, you think people have missed the Pokeboat? I don't know if I believe that, just based off of the fact that Pokemon hasn't reached like intergenerational exchange. So if Pokemon cards continue on for let's say like another 60 years, then you have definitely not missed a boat. So a lot of whether or not you've missed a boat depends on how strong you believe in the brand, and if 60 years from now, if they're still making Pokemon games, still kids picking up the games, I think Pokemon's fine. No natural competitors. No natural competitors for Pokemon, the company. They're at the top of the food chain for what they do, and that's a very big deal. So on the one hand, you could believe that Pokemon cards are in this big bubble and they're about to pop. Or you could be like, you know what? Pokemon's probably going to make video games for the rest of their lives, and I can pass these cards on to my kids, and the US dollar will keep getting printed, everything will continue to inflate. It turned out the cards are kind of a store of value, kind of like baseball cards. So you can have two very, like a bullish point of view or a very scared sort of, oh, get your money out right now. You know, kind of flying, your wings are too close to the sun kind of point of view with the Pokemon cards. I have a bullish point of view just because of, I don't know, that's my observation and analysis on the cards. I think that they'll continue to do well. And there were people claiming, like months ago, there were people claiming that the bubble's going to pop. The bubble still hasn't popped. Actually, it's kind of like Bitcoin in that way. People are always saying Bitcoin's about to pop. I bought Bitcoin because I don't think Bitcoin's about to pop either. So I don't think Bitcoin's going to pop. I don't think Pokemon cards are about to pop. We could have a recession, and the recession could cause them to dip for a while. But even after the recession ends, they're still going to take off, in my opinion. And if a recession does occur, I'm just going to use my cash to buy a bunch of them. That's all. I'm just going to buy. Soft stocks, you know, what else is there to spend money on anyways? Obviously, just Bitcoin all day. Trenton, I buy both BTC and Pokemon and also a little bit of NFTs. Can you please give me some codes from the packs? All right, I'm giving you all the codes, mister. So from your pack, you pull, oh, this is a nice pack. Take a look at this. Pokemon cards are a strong brand. Everyone that keeps saying that the Pokemon card bubble is about to pop, they rarely have a good comeback from that. Okay, who's Pokemon's competitor? Digimon? Digimon's not doing anything. Yu-Gi-Oh's not doing anything. Magic the Gathering's kind of okay, but it's not really even close to what Pokemon's doing. They don't have any natural competitors when it comes to card collecting. Baseball card is probably their best competition, but they're almost in separate categories. They're very, very different franchises. You know, one's outdoor sports in real life. The other one's about video games and anime. So they're just not that related. If Pokemon ever had a strong competitor, that would be important. But the fact that they have none, the fact that everyone's playing video games, the fact that the Pokemon game sold record numbers of copies, they got the new one coming out, they got the Arceus one coming out, all very strong indicators that, if anything, these Pokemon cards that are genuinely out of print are probably severely underpriced at the time, and people just don't understand it because they're scared of it maybe. I think fear plays a large role. I think fear is a large role. Trenton Burton. And full disclosure, I got a bunch of those cards, but that's because I'm waiting for them to go up like a lot of other people who have those cards. I think they will. I think they will just because we have inflation. I think inflation alone will cause the Pokemon cards to go up. The question is, will Pokemon cards go up faster than other assets is probably what I would ask. The other thing is, Pokemon cards play a unique role in my life in the way that you guys look at these Pokemon cards and it generates me ad revenue. That was another angle that I was talking about. With Pokemon cards, they're kind of this unique thing where you got guys like Leonhardt who operate these huge YouTube channels. He's probably making like a six-figure income and he just shows them off. That's all he does. So Pokemon packs will always get opened by guys like Leonhardt. This is going to create, there's just kind of like a product cycle, right? There's a product cycle. They'll print more cards, he'll open more cards, he'll make his ad revenue, and eventually the cards will become rarer and rarer. Once they go out of print, they'll become rarer and rarer and rarer. So there'll always be this sort of product cycle to Pokemon cards because of that. If his ad revenue were to dry up, now that would be a problem for Pokemon cards. Do you really think it's going to happen? I don't. I guess Leonhardt could get cancer or something. He get replaced by somebody else, though, you know. I will, too, whenever I die. Trenton Burton, he also wanted a large custom booster, a live custom booster, one squirrel keychain. So let's get all those going. Pokemon will not go up as fast as hard assets like lumber, but it will do way better than having the USD, I promise you that much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if even lumber will go up as fast as Pokemon card. You know, we were doing a calculation, and some of my Pokemon cards, so I can't remember what it was, but Bitcoin went up by something like times 18. And I was looking at my Pokemon cards, they went up by like times 12. So Pokemon cards went through a very big boom. The argument now is the bubble's going to pop. Not only do I not think the bubble's going to pop, I think they're going to continue to rise. I don't know if they'll rise as fast as they did in the last 2 years, but I think you'll probably see a steady increase in price. Again, maybe a stock market crash, or maybe like a recession will cause people to slow down on buying them. Maybe. I've heard from baseball card guys that during a recession, baseball cards actually did fine, right? During the 2008 recession, there was like an analysis of baseball card prices. They didn't really fall that much. Okay. And this is Trenton Burton. So that's very interesting. The only way for the bubble to pop is for sentiment to change, but everyone still loves Pokemon and other collectibles. Not only that, I would argue that all the people opening cards today, like right now in this live channel, you're just creating a new nostalgia. Because one day, these Sun and Moon cards will be 20 years old, and the loop continues. So it's kind of just keeps feeding. Just keeps feeding. Trenton, did we open up his live pack? I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. Mr. Trenton, pulling Clefable Paris. You know, you got kids who are like 6 or 8 years old right now. Some of you guys watching have kids at home, and you're opening Pokemon cards with them, and they're going to be adults one day, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I opened cards up with my dad when I was younger. The loop continues. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Fire King? He says, love your live stream. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. The new nostalgia is occurring for the kids now with this huge rush. That's right. Joshua says sets like Hidden Fates and Shining Legends are going to be insanely pricey in 20 years. Yep. Mr. Optic football sells for $50 in the store, and aftermarket is $150 to $200. Nice. Yeah, I wish I could get into sports. I just don't watch sports, so it'd be really hard for me to get into it. Oh, he needs one more thing, the Squirtle keychain. Mister, do you like the Expedition set? I really like the Expedition set. You know what's tough about getting into the hobby is you don't know what you like for a while, and then when you realize what you like, you go, oh man, I wish I'd bought more of that. So you get that going on, but as long as you bought something, you'll probably find that you're pretty happy with at least those few things that you got. Okay, Giovanni Bonaire. What's up, Giovanni? He wants a Fossil Custom. You know, if Pokemon cards ever do kind of plateau or even recede in price, that's when you want to be really tough on what you buy. And but right now, the funny thing is, these same cards back like 2 years ago when I started this, these same cards, this would have sold for like $75 back then. And I probably sold it for like 85, and people are probably shouting, oh, your prices are so high. It's like, all right, but 2 years later, you've made a killing on these same cards that you bought from me. It's really interesting. I've watched all that, and I think that cards, I really don't feel like cards are done going up in price. And part of that is just the fact that we're getting stim checks. The stim checks are a big deal. The Democratic Socialists have a supermajority right now. And I just think that just the actual explosion in understanding, but also in maybe like awareness of social media and its role in collectibles is just really changing the collectibles market for a lot of collectibles, but especially like the big players like Pokemon cards, which other than baseball, I think Pokemon might be #1 right now. I don't know. What do you think, Kitty? Kitty, what is your opinion on all these things? You think Kitty's has an opinion? Hi, Kitty. I gave a Michael Jordan rookie card to my best friend. Mister, what were you thinking? Basketball is also a boom. Yeah, I think that, you know, all the sports hobbies will probably, again, it's probably all collectibles right now. Because a lot of it's about flexing. You take your card, you go, look at this sexy card. Don't you wish you had a card like that? And people go, actually, yeah, I do wish I had a card like that. And then all of a sudden they have goals in life. You know what I mean? Like, after you're done feeding yourself and housing yourself, what is there to do? I guess go on vacation, and then you got to do something with all your leftover money. So despite all of the negativity about the economy, and I get negative all the time, but despite all the negativity, there's a lot of successful people out there, and they've got money to throw around. What are they going to do with it? Well, nowadays you can buy collectibles and still kind of, you know, save the value of your money when you buy that collectible. So you get to hold it, you get to enjoy it, you get to show it off to your friends, show it on your social media, and then one day, if you ever need to, you probably resell it. Mister, you should sell his sport cards even though your knowledge on them is low. Yeah, I've really thought about doing that. I guess if I had somebody who could kind of educate me on exactly what I should sell, I would definitely consider it. What do you think the best way to get a full art trainer? The best way to get it, I guess open the packs that contain the full art trainer you want. I don't know. It's a good question, man. you could just go straight to, there's kind of a calculation, right? So let's say you wanted the Charizard from Champion's Path. What should you do? Buy the PSA 10 version of that Charizard or buy a bunch of booster packs? Part of it is luck. If you get lucky, it would be better that you buy the booster packs. And the other part is just kind of like averaging prices. Like, how many booster packs can you buy with the same price it would cost you to just buy the 10 of that card? Well, the PSA card could be overpriced if your odds are much better of just pulling it yourself at the price point that that PSA card is set at. So let's say the Champion's Path Charizard was set at $2,000. Well, I would just take the $2,000 and buy booster packs. But let's say the same Charizard was priced at only $500 for a 10. Well, then I would just buy the Charizard because you're unlikely to pull him in just $500 of boosters. So there's kind of a balancing act between the PSA cards and the booster packs that has a lot to do with demand, but also with what are your odds of actually pulling your own 10. There's a balancing act. And, you know, if you're somebody who likes to try and get lucky, then opening the booster packs is more satisfying. Thompson says, I don't know what to make of sports cards. Everyone says sports are losing popularity, but it seems the popularity of the cards just keep going up. What the heavens, man. Yeah, it's the same with coins. So I've actually got another coin on the way. I bought myself one more coin. I'm told by everyone that coins are on their way out. The only people who collect them are boomers. And honestly, I struggle a lot to understand coins. I do. But they're still shiny and pretty, and so I have a few of them. And that's it. I couldn't say any other reason to have them. In fact, I was told I should never buy modern graded coins. Which I kind of get it, because they minted a bazillion of these. I don't know, man. It's a weird time. It's a weird time for sure. I got a little coin here. Sport cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball Z, Digimons, shoes. I really don't understand shoes, like Nike shoes. I hear that's a big deal, the Nike shoes. I have no clue with shoes. I've never cared about shoes. So that one's surprising. We got to start trading Beanie Babies again, guys. When are the Beanie Babies coming back? I think that was in the title of today's live stream, in fact. I was joking about Beanie Babies. Massive deal shoes are. Yeah, I'll probably never do shoes. I truly do not understand shoes. Even the sports cards, I will probably understand those faster than I would understand shoes. Because shoes are a complete mystery to me. Like, people like shoes? What the? Mr. Andrew? No. He says, one Shining Legends, mister. I am new, so I don't have a bag. You got it, mister. Mr. Andrew, here is your Shining Legends. And now we need to increase the price of Shining Legends because I've sold out. And I do have some Shining Legends, but they cost more than the next round of Shining Legends cost me a lot more than that round. All right, so Shining Legends has increased in price a little bit. And Andrew, we're going to go ahead and open this pack for you. What's up, K-Yong? Mr. K-Yong, when we get word of a new submission, I'll post it right in the news channel, okay? I promise. All right, Mr. Pullen GX Zoroark. CGC grades for what the cards really are and not just passing out 10s. Pokemon needed a company like CGC, in my opinion. I agree. I really like it. I think CGC is really good for buyers. However, there's going to be a lot of sellers who still prefer PSA for PSA's sort of softer grading. So it kind of becomes, you know, it's interesting. I had even more time to think about it. It becomes kind of a philosophical debate about what you want to consider a 10. And maybe some people want to call imperfect cards 10. Anyways, they're like, I don't care. I want a card with like one dot on it. Good enough, you know, and maybe that's the word, good enough. I think that's how PSA grades. They say, good enough. And CGC says kind of the opposite. If this isn't perfect, it sucks. And that's almost like a competing philosophical idea on how to grade cards. Good enough compared to, is it perfect or not? And yeah, it's very interesting. BGC and CGC or Beckett and CGC take the perspective that let's grade this by how perfect it actually is. And you'll get a whole group of people who are happy enough to just have a PSA 10. And so there's a market for PSA 10s. And what's interesting is PSA 10s are the market leader. So it shows you that people prefer cheaper and good enough cards. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just an issue of cost. Okay, so Andrew, we're getting you a new bag. The point is, I'll never have cards with the same value as the people who PSA graded their cards years ago. Grade what cards look perfect to you and send them to CGC to try for the 10. If you get it, then send to BGS for the black label. Why even do that? I feel like that's not necessary. I like the BGS black label, I do, but if the two are truly interchangeable, and I believe that they are, might as well just hold on to the perfect 10 because you've already got it. And I mean, I'm okay with the CGC's perfect 10s. I don't know if the black labels go for a lot more. See you later, Mr. Keong. PSA 10 reverse Evo are slept on. Totally agree. That's what we were talking about when I was going through all those Evos earlier. We're getting more Evos in tomorrow, by the way, guys. Totally agree with that. Completely slept on. They tend to grade 10 more often than the holo rares. That's the other thing. So, okay, yeah, the reverse holos still have many of the same struggles, but I've seen many reverse holo 10s pass through my hands, whereas the rare holos, you know, they almost always have a print line, almost always, but they tend to have that print line, right? Well, you'll actually find reverse holos that don't have that print line. Mister, do you think there will be a reprint of XY Evolutions? Pokestar, at this point, if it hasn't happened, I have a really hard time believing it will happen. But here's the other side of that. Let's say it does happen. I think it will hardly affect the price of the sealed product. What you'll see is it'll dip, momentarily it'll dip, and you'll see a lot of investor types like myself jump in and scoop it all off the market because we're desperate to get a hold of a very valuable product at a lower price. When it's kind of like when Bitcoin dips. What happens? Ironically, a lot more people buy it. So if they reprint Evo, they would have to reprint it into the ground in order to get prices down. And despite all this, you would still see the value of that product rise right back up because there's so few graded 10s of it already that, you know, even if you did add new graded 10s, this wouldn't necessarily lower the value of the slabs. It would, maybe of the Charizard, but many of the other slabs would just be fine. And so, yeah, I think if they reprinted XY Evo, price will be affected for momentarily, not by as much as you think, and then it'll go right back up to a very high price. And why do I know this? It's because I've actually seen it already. I've seen it with sets that get reprinted. Hidden Fates is a great example. Gets reprinted all the time. Doesn't matter, still expensive, right? Why? Because people want the Charizard. Same with like Cosmic. Cosmic got reprinted so many times. Does it matter? Nope, the Pikachu is still going for record prices. So that's just kind of how it is. The demand is there for these cards. That's why they're getting reprinted. Edwin Acosta. What's up, Edwin? He wants 1 Fossil Custom and 3 Sword and Shield Base. Do I have 3 Sword and Shield Base? Here they are. Woo! So guys, we're getting into it. I tell you what, I think we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up the stream now. I'd like to go ahead and say no more orders at this point. We're past 5 p.m. So I'm going to start wrapping up. I want to be done in about 20 minutes. Okay, Edwin, we're going to get your Fossil Custom, but first let's open these packs. We got Clobbopus. Fun conversation. Do you guys like talking about all this stuff? One thing I think I do well is I love to talk, and I think that is really opening a door for me when it comes to making content. If you love to talk and you can just talk all day, you could probably do a YouTube channel. So you guys can talk to me all day and I'll talk to you all day. Thanks for the insight. I'm still looking around for Evos. I was kind of hoping there would be some 25th anniversary collection which would make a nod back to first gen. Yeah, and I kind of wish they would stop doing that, honestly. I wish they would stop reprinting the Gen 1 stuff, but they probably never will because they make too much money off of it. And it's their product. You don't even have to be right. You just have to talk. A little bit true. That's a little bit true. That's a little bit true. I think what you're referring to is sort of the, when you have somebody talking to you, it's just nice to have it in the background, you know, especially if you're doing a quiet job or if you're alone, just having somebody talking is nice. But especially if the conversation gets spicy, that's especially fun as well. So 1 Fossil. We like spicy conversations on this channel. I'd rather send a PSA for a shot at 10 than CGC for 9, leaving money on the table that way. Yeah, well, exactly. And that's the seller's perspective. That's the seller's perspective. You're leaving money on the table if you end up with a 9. And this ironically, maybe not ironically, but predictably, is keeping PSA in a very strong position. It's not about to be outplayed by CGC, precisely because it's nicer than CGC. It's nicer to the seller. What's up, Matvey Batwev? What's up, man? He says, hello, mister. I'm new. Can I get 2 Vivid? You sure can. Someone finally graded a 10 on an EV Clefairy. Man, Evo Clefairy. And 1 live custom. You got it, mister. 1 live custom. All right, mister. This live custom was pretty cold. Just contained 1 professor's research. 1 grandma. Okay, and let me go ahead and open up your Vivid Voltage. Only hot ones for you, mister. Let's see what you get. Some days I really do just focus more on the cards than the conversations, but I actually prefer the conversations myself. I like the conversations. I like to think a lot. Blitzel and Zerora. Pikachu, you did it. Pikachu VMAX. Congratulations, man. Picking up the Pikachu VMAX Full Art on your first pack. Beautiful. Very gradable card, in my opinion. All right. Vivid Voltage was a home run set, in my opinion. Yeah, it'll probably continue to be popular for a long time, particularly because of the, it's got like a reverse holo Charizard in it, it's got the Pikachu in it, it's got Rayquaz's in it, Celebi's in it. Is Suicune in it? I don't know if Suicune's in it. I think Lugia's in it, though, isn't it? I can't remember. Suicune, Lugia. No, Suicune's in Darkness. Is Lugia in Vivid? Lugia, I think, is in Vivid. So it's just a set with, like, most of people's favorite Pokemons in it. So this is a brand new buyer. Welcome to the channel, mister. How about the guy who pulled Pikachu off of 2 packs? Yeah, that was incredible. Pretty wild. Oops. That's an M, and we're going to put it into the M box. Kyle Doss, what's up, Kyle? Mister, 1 more round of Battle Styles, Charizard VMAX to PSA. You got it. That's Kyle Doss, huh? What is this terrible sounding music? Tammy says, I need that full art cloud. Yeah, I agree. Where is the holographic cloud, man? He's in there somewhere. Here's Aegislash and... Oh, it's cold. Lugia is in Vivid. That's what I thought. Lugia is in Vivid. So Mr. Kyle, he also wants his Charizard VMAX sent to PSA. Give me a moment. Okay, sweet. Lugia isn't Vivid in Darkness as rares. Yeah, man, people love Lugia. He's very popular. Grab his top loader. Mr. Kyle, remember when these first came out, these Charizards were going for 500. You got it, Kyle. Thank you very much. Oops. Lugia is a very attractive bird. What's up, Polar Bear? All right, I'm refreshing. Polar Bear thinks he could just come in here and say hello, huh? You think it's so easy, don't you? I want a new full art Lugia. Yes. Lena says, how are you? All fired up today, ready to talk about all this stuff. Some days I'm more chatty than others, I think. Kyle Doss, you know what it is? I got a good night's sleep, that's what it is. Eero Suwoko says, two-wigged. You got it, Eero. And Eero is the last purchase of the day. Boop. We got Eevee, Vaporeon. And, boop. Oh, yes. PSA 9, number 94. Sweet. It's a really cool one. This is Sabrina's Abra from Gym Challenge, first edition. Take a look. There's Sabrina down there. Very good. So these are those common uncommons. Those old vintage common uncommons. They're pretty neat. They're going up in price. They used to be real cheap back in the day, but they're actually getting a little pricey nowadays. And I think that trend will definitely continue because these are genuine vintage stuff, right? Whoop. All right. Eero, let's get the rest of this into your bag. And we're ready to wrap up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. I hope I didn't come off as too fiery or too preachy. We were talking about Bitcoin. I'll just remind you guys one more time, I actually do own Bitcoin. And we were talking about the value of collectibles in general and maybe like some abstract concepts like maybe like rarity, scarcity, value. How do people determine that something has value? It's very interesting. The role of social media. And where will Pokemon be in 60 years? I think Pokemon will do well. That's right. I'm the media peddling you the idea, the belief that Pokemon cards will do well because I also happen to be invested in Pokemon cards. It's called a conflict of interest, guys. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop off for lunch. Woo! I'll see you guys in the... Look at Big Bean's message. What? Big Bean? Where? Big Bean. I did not hear an order I placed about 30 minutes ago. Mr. Big Bean, let's see if we can find your order. What's your name? Tammy Lowe, Awesome Camera, Sean Leon, Eero. Is it Aaron Fowler? Large custom, mister. I want that Zard. I think we got Aaron Fowler. Big Bean, what's your name? I think it's Aaron Fowler. Caesar Ponce? Wait. Large custom, mister. I want that Zard. I think we have to do Aaron Fowler anyways. I think we missed an Aaron Fowler order. We sure did. Okay, so Aaron Fowler. We missed two people. Can you give me a code? All right, I'm giving you a code, mister. Well, what you need to do to get a free code, you need to use all caps and say, me, 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 me. There we go, Aaron Fowler. I didn't accidentally put him in the fossil. Is that what I did? Oh, we're in the fossil. Hold on. There we go. Wait. Yeah, there we go. We did get Aaron Fowler. I'm totally second-guessing myself. And I grabbed and looked through the wrong bag. There we go. So things are correct with Aaron Fowler. I'm going crazy. And it's Caesar Ponce who says he thinks he got missed, except Mr. Caesar, I believe you did not get missed. Let me show you real fast. Oh, I see. Caesar, you made another order. So you had a third order. Mister, can I get a bulk ETB and one large custom and fossil? Hold on, let me make sure I read this right. Pokeday. Caesar Ponce. So, Caesar Ponce, you have your order with the ETB, and I wrote a note down for you. Let me see if you have another one after that. I don't see it. So we did get your large custom and fossil custom. Let me make sure you got your fossil custom too. That's a large. I see. So maybe you missed that part. So bulk ETB, one large custom, and one fossil custom. Let me check the large as well. All right, so I missed the second half of the order. I apologize for that. Let's go ahead and fix that. It's because I'm running my big mouth, man. Just didn't hear it. My fault. No, you're good. It's my fault. Okay, here it is for the fossil. And there's the large. Sweet. Can you check my message on Discord when you get off stream? I think I could. There you go, Mr. Caesar. All right. Now we're ready to wrap up. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'll see you guys next